welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you some items that I bought just because YouTubers told me they were amazing and that they were great. YouTube made me buy it. The first item that I have to share with you is actually the influence of two different creators here. The first one would be Kaylee Boute and Emily Noel 83. Both of them were talking about this item, and I actually didn't think I would be able to get it, at least here in Canada, and I was surprised. I remember sitting on my couch when they were talking about it. I think they both were mentioning it around the same time and the same time frame, and I was seriously considering it when one was talking about it, and then when the other one was talking about it, I actually went online and looked for it. And it is In the Balm of Your Hand Volume 2. And it's this palette, and it's this palette here. And it just has a variety of eyeshadows here and blushes. It does have the Bahama Mama bronzer. It does have the Mary Lou highlighter here as well. And when they were talking about it, I really didn't think that I would be able to get this. I knew that I could order it from the Balm in the States, but then I would have to pay shipping and probably duty and taxes, and it probably wouldn't be worth it. But I went online and surprise, surprise, there was actually a website that came up that carried this. I will link it below. I'm not sure if they still have this particular item. They didn't have the full line of the Balm, but they did carry quite a few products that the Balm carries. So I will leave that information down below in case you are Canadian and you want to check out some of their things. I know Rexall in my area carries a lot of the Balm products, so, but again, not the full line, and I've never seen this there. So when I saw this online, I picked it up right away that day. I think it was Kaylee that was talking about it when I went and actually ordered it. I can't be sure, but I really enjoy this. I had never had any items from the Balm before. No, that's not true. I did have the Mary Luminizer from like a little sample, like the itty bitty little samples that you get. I did have one of those, but other than that, I had never tried a Balm product before, and I was very excited to get this. I do enjoy it. The shades in here are ones that I really enjoy. I love all the blushes. I love it all. I enjoy it all. There isn't a dud in it for me, and I'm happy that I picked it up. I'm just got a bunch on my hand. I am happy that I picked it up. I am happy to have it in my collection. This is definitely not a disappointment for me. The next item that I have to share with you, I actually don't have anymore. I will insert a picture of it so that you can see what it is, but it is the Clinique Flutter to Full Lash Tubing Mascara. I think that's what it was called. I did buy it from Sephora, and it's a tubing mascara, and it has different settings on it, so you can go from more of a natural kind of mascara eyelash look to a more voluminous and full look. And I got it, and honestly, it was kind of a dud for me. It worked okay, but it wasn't any better than the L'Oreal one, the L'Oreal Double Extend that I had tried. So I did end up returning it to Sephora, but that I bought, and I still remember Yodel and Jody, she was talking about that particular item, and it's one that she really loves. And I'm like, oh, I'll try it. I'm always looking for something that is waterproof or maybe a great tubing mascara and that sort of thing. And unfortunately, it just wasn't worth the money for me. For me personally, I just found it worked exactly the same as the L'Oreal Double Extend, and I didn't find that the settings that they had on it to go from like a less dramatic look to a more dramatic look actually worked at all. They all gave me the same sort of look. So that particular feature was of no consequence to me in having to spend more money on that item. But yeah, I did try it, and I'm not mad about it. I mean, I got my money back, so that was okay. And I did learn something. I learned that, you know what, the L'Oreal one, save your money. Go buy the L'Oreal one. The next item is the Alchemist Palette by Kat Von D, and this was because of Lauren May Beauty. It looks beautiful. It has these duochrome, or whatever they're calling them, highlighters. The highlighters with the different shifts in them. This one is the green emerald, this is the blue sapphire, this is the ultraviolet amethyst, and this is the pink opal. And they are beautiful, and yeah, I mean, I think the thing that she mentioned that made me want to buy it, because everyone had just kind of been using them as highlighters or putting them on their lips, which the lip thing definitely wasn't up my alley. And the highlighter thing, I'm like, oh, those look so neat, and is it just trendy that I want it? But then she mentioned using it on your eyeshadows to kind of give them a different look, transforming a shadow from one way and making it duochrome by adding these on top of it. So that's what made me buy it. Do I think it was worth it? No. Am I mad that it's in my collection? No. I do use it occasionally. It isn't something that I gravitate towards or use that often. I just find I'm not usually changing the color of my shadows or have any desire to, because I don't know. they usually work when I put them on my eyes the way they are. I find that these top three, the emerald, the amethyst, and the sapphire, if I use them on my cheeks at all, they come across as kind of a bruise just because green, blue, and purple kind of are the color of bruises. And that's not a look I'm going for, but this pink opal one is really pretty and it looks nice on the cheeks. So I'm glad I picked it up because I was really curious, and yeah, I don't think it's worth the money. I think there's a lot of other ones out there, like Anastasia Beverly Hills makes them. I believe Wet n Wild probably makes a bunch like this now. So, I mean, you probably get either something for the same price but with a lot more product, or something a lot cheaper that probably works just as well. But it is in my collection and it looks kind of neat, and yeah, that was because of Lauren May Beauty. The next item that I have is by Slate, and it is the Solstice Highlighting Palette, and this was because of Nikki Tutorials. She was all about this palette for a while. It is a 4-pan palette. It looks like this. It does have one cream shadow right here. It does have more of a purpley one here as well, but it doesn't come across as a bruise on me. It looks more pinky than purple, so it works. I don't mind it, and I just really like this palette. I use it a lot. This is one that if I want a really striking highlight, this is usually one that I will pull. This is one that works really well, especially if you put the cream one down first and then any of these other three on top of it. By doing that, it just gives it that extra little push. It makes it extra bright, extra popping, extra beautiful. It's a really pretty palette, and again, Nikki Tutorials made me buy this one. And we have Emily Noel 83 to thank for this next item again, and it is the Milani eyeshadow primer. This is one she raves about all the time. She even talks about how she has to force herself to use other things because this is something that she always gravitates to and uses. I really do enjoy it. It works really well, and it is very The only thing that I wish was different about it is this little spout here. It's a squeezy tube, which is fine. It's just I prefer a doe foot applicator, but otherwise it's a very nice eye primer, and if you haven't tried it and you're looking for one, this is a good price and I would go check it out. And again, I have Kaylee Boute to thank for this next item. It is the Orly nail polish in the shade Beautifully Bazaar, and it is this color here. It's this really pretty kind of iridescent pearly pink. You probably can't get a good gist of what it looks like from here. Maybe you can. But it is just really pretty. It's beautiful on the nails. It's just this really natural kind of hint of color. It's nice to pair over other shadows. Maybe if you have a deeper shadow and that's matte, but you want to make it something a little bit more shimmery, a little fancier or whatnot. It works really well that way as well. I do enjoy it. I like it. It's pretty, and I'm glad that it's in my collection. And the next person we have to thank would be Tarte, and it is for the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. And it is just this primer here. It comes in this nice packaging, this little jar, and it's just like a putty primer, and it's a smoothing primer. It works really nice. I actually was hoping I wouldn't like it. I bought it hoping I would like it, but then it was expensive and I was hoping that I wouldn't like it because I didn't want to repurchase it, if that makes sense. But I do really like this. It works really well. I do have a couple of other items that I have in my collection now that I am going to put against this. They're similar packaging and similar consistency and that sort of thing. So I'm going to see if they work out because they are cheaper, but otherwise I really like this, and there's just something really nice about using it. The packaging is nice. It has a good weight to it. So even though it's expensive, you feel like you're using something kind of luxurious when you're using it. So I don't mind it too much. It's just, it might hurt to repurchase it. Probably could have just done an Emily Noel 83 made me buy it, because the next item and the last item that I have is another one that was influenced from Emily Noel 83. I was sitting watching one of her videos, and it was again something I had kind of seen, but when I saw her review on it and her kind of singing its praises, I was like, oh yes, I am going to get it. I went on to Ulta's website and I ordered it, and it is the Lorac Mega Pro 4? Yes. Lorac Mega Pro 4. This is the first Lorac palette that I have ever purchased. They are not easy to come by here in Canada, so when Ulta, I'm getting it all over me, let me close it. Making a mess. Oh well. Lorac is not easy to come by in Canada. As far as I know, there are no retailers that sell it here. So when Ulta finally started shipping to Canada, I was so happy because this is something that I was able to pick up. I am glad to have it in my collection. It's a beautiful palette. Everything she said about it rings true. It blends well. The colors are beautiful. It did not disappoint at all. I'm happy to have it. I'm glad that she influenced I am very glad that she influenced me in getting this particular item. And those are all the items that specific YouTubers influenced me to buy, either as an impulse purchase or something that I had been thinking about, and their influence and their recommendations just kind of pushed me over the edge and I added it to my cart. And before you knew it, it was in my collection. Do you guys have any items in your collection that specific YouTubers either caused you to do an impulse buy on, or you were thinking about and they just kind of give you a little shove in the right direction and that's why they're in your collection now? I'd love to know what those items are and who it was that influenced you. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.